welcome back. So today's video is going to be a quick, well, I say quick compared to last update, pregnancy update. This is my 34 and 35 week. The last one I filmed was actually already 34 weeks. And I'm only 35 too, but I feel like I need to start doing these more frequently. So I had my 35 week appointment today. Let me just go ahead and give you some stats. I actually lost half a pound in the last 2 weeks between my last appointments. So I'm still only up like 8 pounds, something like that. Like not very much at 35 weeks. Let's see. I had one night where I had like really bad Charlie horse, like to the point where I was like, ooh, and I woke up, my husband woke up, and then the next day I was like really sore. That sucked. It really sucked. So I asked my doctor about it, and he said to take some calcium pills, but I haven't had another one, so I haven't, but I probably should. Also, acid reflux has started coming up again, and I know because I'm throwing up again, like 5 times probably in this last week I've thrown up, and that's just not very fun. So yeah, not fun throwing up. I do not recommend it if you can avoid it. But one day it was on a completely empty stomach where I hadn't eaten in 12 hours. Like I went to bed without eating before bed, and then in the morning I didn't eat first thing, and then I threw up into the kitchen sink when I was like trying to get my daughter's breakfast and everything. And then another time it was just like changing a poopy diaper. Another time it was like a bad smell. And then I'd gagged more than just the 5 times I've thrown up. So yeah, if I need to take my antacids, so we're doing like a couple of Tums a couple of times a day. And then I've been taking Zantac, but at my doctor's appointment today, he's like, take Prevacid. And he told me that was better than Zantac. So I'm gonna pick some of that up next time I'm at the store. I definitely feel like my food is just sitting right there, like all the time, and I'm like ready to throw it up, but like it just like doesn't come out most of the time, but like I wish it would almost. Is that weird? Like if I eat too much, whether it's spicy or sweet, or you know, drink too many fluids or don't, it doesn't seem to matter. Like I can't find the trend. It's just mainly I kind of want to puke all the time. I think it's just in its acid. I'll go ahead and stand up so you guys can see how high my belly is. Like I try to put it here so you guys can see. Like she's way up there. Like tanked up, doesn't even like cover just the bottom of my belly. There we go. Yeah, belly button has not popped out, but I do have the starts of that line, the linea nigra, but it's just not there yet. All the stretch marks I currently have are, I think, from the old pregnancy or losing weight and gaining weight multiple times in my life. I have one mosquito bite. It's just driving me crazy. I just gotta stop it. You guys have that happen? Where you just like, girl, get some self-control. Yeah, baby by my estimates, baby is probably 6 pounds, 6¼ pounds by now. And so that's what makes it even more amazing that I've only gained like 8. I don't even know exactly. But between that, the baby, placenta, blood, you know, other fluids, amniotic fluid and stuff, and then just your uterus growing like to 1,000 times the capacity. I read that in my app this week. My uterus is 1,000 times the size that it was at the beginning. I'm like, damn. That's what makes it so amazing that I've only gained that, like no extra. So it actually kind of means I have lost weight myself, but the baby has taken what she needed from me, which is pretty cool. I did film my nursery tour. I filmed my hospital bag video, my diaper bag video, and then my sister gave me 3 artwork pieces that she like handmade for the nursery, and so I'm going to scrap that video and refilm it now that I have those hung, because it just looks more complete, and those little special touches, you know, just make it that much better. So now I have to refilm that video. So I felt like I was like ready to go on maternity leave. Like, I mean, my app still tells me I have 27 days until my C-section. So it's not like it's like right now, like I need to be ready, but I was more ready. Now I took a step back. I had to have my husband hang those artwork, you know, he had to get on a ladder and all that. I didn't want to do that, obviously. Now they're hung. So I'm going to try to film that in the next day or 2 so I can get it edited this week. Yeah, so it's Tuesday, July 23rd, and my C-section is scheduled for Monday, August 19th, so under 4 weeks from now. What else? I did ask my doctor a few other questions today. I asked him about after ease. I keep hearing all these YouTubers talk about like those drops that they put in their drink after they've had a baby, and it like helps their uterine contractions when they're nursing not hurt as much. And he goes, he's never heard of it. And then he said, yeah, but you're having a C-section. He's like, you're gonna have like Motrin, you're gonna have ibuprofen, you're gonna have better medicine. Like these women are probably just like had a baby and then vaginally and then just like went home after a day. He's like, you're gonna have the good medicine, so I don't think you need anything else. So he didn't even know what it was. I'm like, okay, cool. I asked him about taking stool softeners. Not now, like I don't need them now. I'm not constipated or anything like that, but I know they give them to you after you have the baby in the hospital. And he said I could start taking them that week before my C-section if I want, but it might cause diarrhea. He's like, you could take them the day before, or you could just wait. He said the truth is basically when you take those pain pills that they give you in the hospital, or you need to have iron because you bled a lot, then you get constipated and then you need stool softeners. So he's like, if I were you, I would just wait unless you're constipated and then go ahead, but he wouldn't. So probably will just hold off on taking them. I also asked him about the pre-wash. Like I heard of women who have a scheduled C-section or like prescribed, or they give them like a bottle of this special soap stuff they're supposed to use like the night before and then the morning of their C-section to like clean their bellies and make sure their skin is like antimicrobial, whatever it is. But I asked him about that, and he said they found that it caused more problems than good, because like women would come in with all the, I got all fuzzy. I was like, why am I not in focus? Focus. This video just like, I feel like the footage is just not very clear. Sorry y'all. What was I saying? Oh, and he said that women were coming in with like rashes, like they were allergic to it, and he's like, for the amount of time that it saved them, like women needed to go on antibiotics to like clear it. Why am I so fuzzy? I can't figure that out. The focus isn't working. Is that better? Hopefully. It wasn't worth it. So he said they no longer recommend that you do the pre-wash before C-section. Good to know. I don't want to spoil my C-section video, but I did just want to tell you not my C-section video, my hospital bag video. But I just wanted to mention a couple of things in case you don't get around to watching that. These are some second-time mommy hacks, tips that I'm going to do and have for my bag. One is I'm making sure my husband has a swimsuit, because I want him to be able to help me in the shower, and if the nurse is there, I don't want it to be like awkward. Number two is I am going to bring a little tray or like a basket or something, just a small thing for on the tray that goes over your hospital bed, because last time things kept rolling to the ground or getting lost, like my chapstick or my hair ties and stuff, and I just want a place so they can't roll off the table, a designated place that's small enough so I don't have to like pack a huge basket. I'm not talking like a giant thing. I think mine is like this big. I don't even have anything that size on me. Like a BoxyCharm box, or a, you don't know what I'm talking about, right? For example, something like this. It's from my makeup drawers right here. Like just a little something that would help me keep track of things and wouldn't let them roll off the table. Like my nipple cream, or, just small stuff that I don't want to lose. Also, I'm going to bring my own cup, like a big cup with a lid, like for ice and stuff. My hospital last time gave away like a really good cup, and I still use it when I had my 2-year-old, but I want to have one for like ice chips and water and stuff, especially if I were having a vaginal birth and I like can only have ice chips and water for a day while I'm laboring. Like I want a good cup. Like they give you these little mini styrofoam cups unless you specifically ask for one. So I like my good cup, so I'm gonna bring one of those. But yeah, I'm already kind of like thinking about these kinds of things, must-haves for the baby, and we're almost ready. Like the major thing we have left to do that we haven't done, I don't say major, we probably won't even do it until after I'm in the hospital, is get the car seat in the car. And the reason I say after I'm in the hospital is because my car is like what I'll call our family car. Since it's my husband and I, my 2-year-old, who's currently, her car seat's in the center of the back seat. And then my in-laws live with us too. They live in their basement home. And so we take my car for the 5 of us whenever we go out to dinner as a family, or we go to visit my husband's brother's house or whatever. We take one car because it's an hour drive, and we all pile into my car. So I don't want to put the second car seat in there early. One, if you have a car accident, you have to replace the car seat or whatever. But two, like, why? You know, we got to inconvenience everybody, take 2 cars to go anywhere. It's like really annoying. So my husband said, since he's planning on coming home anyway from the hospital, like every day, I'm going to be there like Monday, 10:30 a.m. is when I have to be there, through like Wednesday lunchtime, like at least 48 hours, maybe 72. But he said he's going to come home like every single day probably and take a shower, see my daughter, and maybe sleep for a couple of hours. Because last hospital we were at, he just got like a little love seat and like this crappy little blanket, and he did not sleep like hardly the entire time, because they kept coming in to check on me. And he's like, if I could just get a few hours every single day, that would be amazing. I'm like, all right. So he's gonna come home. So he's like, I'll just come home and install the car seat. Like, if worst case scenario, you go into labor and we're not ready. And I also thought about it. I was like, he could always just throw the car seat in the trunk. You know what I mean? Like the base in the car seat, throw him in the trunk on the way out the door, if for some reason we needed him right away, and then just install it when he got there, after he dropped me off at the door or something. So yeah, that was something that we need to do. But other than that, like, we have our diaper changing station set up, our like little caddy for the bath. We have, you know, all of her clothes are ready. Her diaper bag is packed for like regular use, and then her hospital bag, obviously, she has stuff packed for that. And name reveal nursery's ready. I already assembled the pack and play. The swing, I assembled once, and then my 2-year-old got in it and was playing with it, and she's like 34, 35 pounds, probably, something like that. So we didn't want her climbing in it, hurting herself, or breaking it. So we disassembled it, and we'll put it back together. It only took us like a couple minutes. So now that we remember how to do it, it's like popping like 3 pieces together and plugging it in. So we'll do that closer to the date, and we'll just have to tell our 2-year-old, you can't go in it. Some of my major concerns, like this week I had a meltdown, like my own little like emotional moment of, oh my gosh, we're tying my tubes. Like, I can't believe this is the last time I'm gonna be pregnant. Like, all my baby kicks and moments when the baby's moving and stuff, I just think like, this will be the last time. Like, what if I went to labor today? Or like when I wake up with my daughter and we have like an hour before my husband's up and it's just the 2 of us, and we're snuggling and we're having breakfast together, and I'm doing her hair and getting her ready for the day, and I'm like, we're just playing dolls or whatever, you know, mom and a daughter do in the morning. It's just like, this is the end of an era. You know what I mean? Like, it makes me a little sad. And how am I going to bring home this new baby and have my 2-year-old know that I still, you know, that I'm always going to be her mommy. Like, she's always going to be my baby, and that she's not going to be my only little girl anymore. And I want to make sure I like go through extra effort to make her feel, you know, loved and stuff. So we did get her a gift from the baby, or the baby bought her a present on Prime Day. It's like a little happy penguin guy that dances and plays music. She's obsessed with Happy Feet, the movie, right now, so that'll be perfect. And dancing and music and stuff, of course, are her favorite as a 2-year-old. And I'm also compiling some like craft activity stuff ideas for being home for 8 weeks with her. And I'm not going to have her full-time for 8 weeks like a normal mom would after she has a baby, but my mother-in-law will be home, and she's retired, and her full-time job usually is taking care of my daughter, my 2-year-old. So we're still going to pay her like her normal salary, if you want to call it that. You know, it's several $100 a month, so she's still going to help and watch my 2-year-old. And actually, we may even trade off, like when I finish nursing the baby, she'll take the baby and I'll take the 2-year-old, so we can spend some time together, you know, one-on-one, mommy and daughter. So but yeah, I want to come up with like little craft activities. I have all the raw, why is it not focusing? It's so weird. I have all like the raw materials, like I have popsicle sticks, pom-poms, toilet paper rolls, empty stuff that I can make things out of. String and beads that she can string. I have like Target Dollar Spot. They had like 50% off. One day I went in and they had it, and then the next time I went in they didn't. It's like they were trying to make room for their summer stuff to get out of there, and their back to school stuff to have room to fill the shelves. That's my dog. Hi, Penny. Hi. So I got a bunch of their little, I think it was 3 of them, career sets. They're craft sets and wooden, anyway, stuff that she can paint and color, and new markers and stuff that she will enjoy. So I want her to feel, you know, like when I do spend time with her, I want to level with her. Like, I know I'm going to have a C-section. It's going to be hard to get on the floor, but you know, I want us to be at the table together and do an activity. I want her to have my undivided attention for a few minutes to just do something fun. So if you guys have any specific ideas for, you know, busy bags or toddler activities, especially ones that I can do while sitting on the couch nursing a newborn, let me know. I got like the haka and some other nursing supplies, and so I'm super excited to have all the materials I need. You know, I've got my pump, I've tested it out, everything's good. Yeah, so work-wise, I am still working. My last day isn't until August 16th, so I have like quite a while. Still 3 full work weeks and a half of work before I go out, unless I obviously go into labor naturally earlier. My next appointment isn't until August 6th when I'm 37 weeks and 2 days, just 2 weeks from today's appointment. And I thought I was starting weekly appointments, but he said, nope, 2 weeks. And he like said it twice. I was like, okay, well, I guess that's what he meant. I had expressed a concern last time of my blood pressure being high, but today it was perfect. It was like 120/76 or something, perfect. And then he had me pee in a cup just to make sure I didn't have like a UTI or protein in my urine or something. I don't know. But that was the first time I'd peed in a cup, except for like the first trimester. For this doctor, even though my last OB/GYN made me pee in a cup every single appointment. I don't even know what they ever did with them. I also got the strep B test today, so they like swabbed me, and he was supposed to do a cervix check, or at least that's what he told me, and he didn't. So I was happy because he said it's still a little early for that. So at my 37-week appointment, he will check if I'm dilated. And then honestly, guys, I only have 2 more appointments. 37 weeks and 2 days, August 6th, and then probably the next week, like August 13th, will be 38 weeks and 2 days. I mean, I'm just guessing. And then my C-section's the next Monday, like Tuesday, the following Tuesday, and then my C-section's Monday, 6 days later. So I only have 2 more OB appointments. Wow, it's coming, it's happening. That is it for now. I really just, you know, between the heartburn and the nausea, I'm still getting up like 4 times to pee. Oh, I asked my doctor, I was gonna remember this part. I asked my doctor, I said, I feel like when we pee, it's just like really slow coming out. Like I really have to go, and there's plenty in there to pee, but like it's just like the slowest stream ever. And I feel like it's like, and I mentioned, you know, I Googled it and it said to lean forward while you pee, and that helps to empty, but I'm like, I feel like I'm not emptying or something. So I think that's part of why he wanted me to pee in a cup, but also because he's like, lift your belly, lean to the left, lean to the right, lean forward, try to lay back. He's like, whatever you got to do, you just make sure you empty your bladder. I'm like, okay. So I felt like weird asking that question, but it's just like, I feel like I'm peeing for like 5 minutes long, 5 minutes time. And I'm like, is that normal? Like, I don't remember that with my daughter. So this pregnancy has been very different. I want to do like a recap comparison type video for you guys after all said and done. But let me know what else you guys want to see in this series, because these are my last days being pregnant. Could happen today, could happen tomorrow, could happen in 27 days as scheduled. So let me know. Thanks for watching. Bye.